Honorable Raksha Mantri Shri Rajnath Singh Ji, Shri Baba Kalyani, Chairman and Managing Director, Bharat Forge, Shri Arun Sharma, Executive Chairman, the Indian Register of Shipping, Shri Riyad Matthew, Chief Associate Editor, The Week, and Director, Malayalam Manorama Group, industry captains, flag officers from the Indian Armed Forces, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. India, as a peninsular nation, has a coastline to the tune of 11,100 kilometers. And over 90% of our trade by volume takes the route of water. As the English statesman of the 16th century, he was a statesman as well as an explorer, Sir Walter Raleigh once said, and I quote, "Who commands the oceans commands the trade, and who commands the trade commands the riches of the world, and in consequence, the world itself." As a maritime nation, predominantly India is a maritime nation, and in the current VUCA environment where conflicts erupt at the drop of a hat and have the potential to explode and escalate to multidimensional and full-scale wars, these words are very important. India indeed has a very strong maritime legacy, stretching back to the Harappan years, both in maritime trade as well as in design and building of seagoing platforms. The Lothal dry dock facility is a testimony to our capability. Also, the seagoing fleets of the Cholas, Kunyali Marakkar, and Kanoji Angre, and also the shipbuilding facilities that existed in Surat and also along the shores of Hooghly, ensured that the maritime capability was utilized effectively then to boost naval power, trade, and diplomacy. But today, if you take the global fleet share that India holds, we just have about 1.2%. And in shipbuilding globally, our share is even lower. It hovers between 0.06 to 0.07%. So there is an urgent need to ramp up our shipbuilding capability. And the government has already a stated vision in this segment to be among the top 10 shipbuilding nations by 2030 and top 5 by 2047. These targets are definitely ambitious. If you come to warship building, indigenous warship building is a success story. We at GRSE pride ourselves to epitomize the success of indigenous warship building. Starting with INS Ajay, India's first indigenous warship built way back in 1961. That was just a 35-meter long seaward defense boat. And today, 65 years later, and 115 ships later, a new INS Ajay is being delivered to the Indian Navy during this year. And this Ajay is a state-of-the-art, advanced weapon and equipment intensive platform. And this transition depicts the growth of indigenous warship building, the transformation of the Indian Navy from a buyer's navy to the builder's navy. Here again, I'd like to place on record that since 1961, 275 warships have been built by the Indian shipyard. And the last 10 years have seen the momentum picking up in an exponential way. 67 ships have been delivered to the maritime forces during the last 10 years. Also, 55 platforms are being built today for both the maritime forces, and it is with pride that I state that all these 55 platforms are being built by Indian shipyards. Now coming to this event, the theme of this event is reclaiming India's maritime glory. Maritime glory is not just rhetoric, it is not ornamental, but it is a strategic necessity for a country, aspiring country like India. Taking a cue from the success of warship building, it is therefore imperative that the entire shipbuilding industry rise to the occasion and leverage the capability that we have gained in warship building to boost the non-defense segment. Towards this, the government has already promulgated a slew of initiatives, and the revitalization package that has been promulgated, it is a tune of a mammoth 69,725 crores. This package is mostly revolving around infrastructure capability enhancement. But here, I'd like to highlight two aspects that need to be addressed concurrently. Shipbuilding is a heavily supply chain dependent industry, and therefore, the ancillary industry which supports the shipbuilding must take urgent steps to ramp up their production capability to meet the demand. Similarly, the second aspect is even today, the skill set that is available in India is just adequate to meet the existing demand. With the demand definitely expected to take a huge leap in the coming years, it is imperative that we focus on skill development also. Today, we are honored by the presence of our Honorable Raksha Mantri, Shri Rajnath Singh Ji, and it is under your leadership, sir, that indigenous defense production has taken a huge, catapulted into a huge platform during the last 10 years. Our defense production has moved up from rupees 46,429 crores in FY15 to 1,54,000 crores in FY25. This is almost a 3.3x growth. Similarly, defense exports have grown during the same period 14 times to touch rupees 23,622 crores. And this is a very clear indication of the gear shift from the Make in India to Make in India, Make for the World mode. We are eagerly awaiting the valuable words of wisdom from the Honorable Raksha Mantri, and I'm sure that would motivate all of us here from the Indian shipbuilding industry. We also have eminent panelists, distinguished industry captains, senior management of the Indian Navy and the Classification Society, and several other OEMs and startups. I'm sure the ensuing panel discussions would be enriching and would definitely contribute towards boosting the capability of the indigenous manufacturing, I would say shipbuilding industry. Samudra Sankalp. I'll take a cue from the recreation of INSV Kaundinya. This vessel was recreated very recently to remind the world of India's very strong maritime legacy. So at Samudra Sankalp, we, the shipbuilding industry, take a resolve to recreate, rebuild, and rise as a maritime powerhouse. I conclude by stating a Sanskrit verse. Samudrasya vayam putraha punar nirmanayam navam. We are the children of the sea, and we shall rebuild our fleet anew. Thank you. Jai Hind.